Providence Television International, the game changer, taking you to the outer limits of television.
Welcome to the program Newspaper Analysis on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa to discuss some happenings as regards across Nigeria and even through the world. With me in the studio is our usual guest, Dr. Emmanuel Egariba. You're welcome.
Yes, honestly, it's nice to be back on this program. Actually, I think this is about the first time it's happening on the weekend. Yeah. Okay, and we're happy about it. Before we go into the program, I just want to say that it is necessary for us to thank our viewers at home and abroad. I was particularly enthralled by this young lady. I wish I could get her picture. Jennifer Osage, 15 years old, from New Jersey in the United States. She watches our programs very, very diligently. I want to thank you, Jennifer. She says her parents also watch, but she put in a word or two across. And I'm very happy with her. I'm also happy with our viewers who responded on our programs. Two of them actually was trending, and our editorial. Yes, those two programs are really wonderful. I mean, we did some brainstorming and all of that, and we've come out with some very good results. So I must thank all our viewers at home and abroad, particularly those in Europe and also in many parts of the United States.
All right. Well, in Nigeria, just some few days ago, something really terrible that even caught the eye of the international community happened in Kwara State. Over 160 people lost their lives due to the act of banditry. Let us look at the front page of the Tribune newspaper, where we have Kayama killings, evidence of total security collapse under Tinubu. This is coming from the ADC.
Well, yes, you will expect them to say that for some political correctness. But you see, we must push the frontiers, beyond rhetorics.
Okay.
All right? And I believe that, yes, a lot of Nigerians have talked about this. 160 plus.
Yes.
Massacred. It was a carnage. Massacred and slaughtered in one single day. That doesn't happen in so many wars. So it's like we're in a state of war, really. But the president deployed a battalion. Will a battalion be enough for that kind of thing? I thought it was going to be a whole brigade, or substantial part of a division to go into Kwara, because they are now moving southwards.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the fear that many people have. Okay.
Yeah.
Kwara is just in between. After Kwara, you come down south. Kwara is very close to Oyo State, for example. And I think that's quite worrisome. Yes, that's quite worrisome. And I don't know really what external influences are doing in all of this. The other day we were talking about Sokoto. The United States came in pretty forcefully. But right now I think they've had some relapse. And many people are really quite worried about that. They are worried because there's a stalemate.
Okay.
But the bandits are getting more emboldened.
Yes.
Day by day. They are killing people, they are maiming people, raping our women and girls. And there is no serious reprisal. That's the thing that surprises people. Even though the chief of the Minister of Defense has said a lot of things in positive direction, but we are not seeing all the results that we want to see.
Okay.
Okay.
And it seems to be, the attack seems to be, well, every attack, we seem to have new terminologies. Now they are called jihadists. And so does that mean that there is a religious undertone to it?
Yes, like we are going back to the round table. Because at the beginning of all of this, people call them jihadists. You remember the Usman Danfodio ideology and things like that. They are moving in from the Sahel through Sokoto and all of that. Yes, so the jihadist thing is not off the table completely. But I think that, the religious undertone is coming into play now. Because I do realize that they were trying to force Muslims to accept the jihadist orientation, and they refused, and so they were massacred. In other words, not Christians now per se, Yes, Muslims, more of Muslims perhaps. So you find that, yes, there are some serious incursions into private lives. In any case, religion is a personal thing. You don't have to force people to accept certain religious beliefs. And that's why I think there must be absolute and total orientation of our people, towards all of this. The killings are getting too regular. Remember, Bishop Kuka said it the other day, if care is not taken, this thing is going to divide Nigeria top to the bottom, and we have to be careful.
And so there are also some schools of thought who have come out to say that since the attack, December 24th, 2025, that is like the terrorists have now been emboldened, as in what is going to happen. And are you of that view?
Yeah, I've just said it. I'm becoming more emboldened, more desperate, perhaps, and more willing to do whatever they want to do. I mean, with a lot of impunity. Yes, and the Nigerian state is not handling it the way it should. That's what worries a lot of people in this country. I thought that by now, at least about 3 or 4 states, we've had state of emergency declared.
Okay.
I mean, Sokoto, for instance, Kwara now, for example. Yes, state of emergencies in about 4 states in this country, which means that, yes, we've come to a point of no return, right, in all of this. And I suppose that the president, yes, truly speaking, has deployed some soldiers there. But the follow-up should be the issue at the moment. We should follow up very fervently. And I hope that it doesn't spread. That's my fear.
All right.
It doesn't spread.
All right. The issue about as regards troops. Just some days ago, the United States deployed troops to Nigeria. There have been mixed feelings. Some people are for and some are against. Where do you stand in all this?
The way it is, I mean, we cannot do without foreign forces now.
Okay.
The way it is. In any case, we've had reports of collaboration between Nigeria and the U.S. government. In other words, Nigeria is open to these external influences. Unlike before, when it was strange to talk about this. But right now, I think the federal authorities are beginning to realize that, yes, we need external assistance. Incidentally, not just from the U.S. That is my opinion, really. If we need external assistance, it shouldn't be really from the U.S. alone, although the fear on the other side of the divide would be that let Nigeria not be a dumping ground for all kinds of forces around the world. But yes, if we play our games right, the United States is, yes, it can do a lot. Because they have been used to this. Yes, counter-terrorism, they call it. They've been used to this across the world. So the Nigerian experience should not be an issue. The other good thing is that they are talking, I mean, the United States government, they are talking about protecting the West African sub-region. Okay, so it's not even Nigeria alone, because they believe that if there is a serious upheaval in Nigeria, it will spread to many states across the West African sub-region. That's their fear. And in any case, when that kind of thing happens, the international community will be in trouble. I mean, in terms of humanitarian efforts, and stuff like that.
Well, let us veer away a little from security now to politics. The Nigerian Senate, a majority of the members actually passed a bill that, for some Nigerians, they've come out to say that was quite controversial. Let us have some details on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Electoral Act Amendment, stop playing with fire. Ezekwesili warns Senate.
I'm sure she's speaking. I mean, that young woman is quite vocal. We must give it to her. She's very strong when it comes to issues such as this. And she holds nothing back, really, if you know her very well. She's telling the Senate that they should do a rethink, okay? And I think that's the opinion of very many Nigerians. And I want to ask a question. What has happened in the last couple of years since the last election? I mean, if there are going to be hitches, predictably, why haven't they worked at it for 2 years, okay? And an electoral process should be seamless. Yes, if you want to add value to democracy, an electoral process is the thing that makes it work, okay? And if it's not there, then we are in for trouble, okay? We are in for trouble because people have to believe in the electoral system. They have to believe in the electoral process. They have to believe that their votes will count. A lot of people, they have shown apathy in the last 1 or 2 years, complete apathy. Because, as I said in one of our programs in the recent past, why is it that for every election we have had, recently at least, we have had lower voter turnout. Whereas the reverse should be the case. People should be enthused, for example, to go out and vote for their choice candidates. But in this country, and it's even made worse when the actors tell you you can go to court. So that means that even the judiciary is complicit. I mean, according to a lot of people. I have always said this, and I still hold on to my belief and conviction that, look, the judiciary should not be involved in who wins an election. The election should be seamless. Okay? And I look forward to a day when the winner and the losers, because usually there are many losers, will have handshakes across the divide. Okay? They throw banters at themselves. Oh, you've done very well. We'll wait for you at the next election. And, you know, those little banters here and there. But that is not happening at the moment. And I believe that it is wrong. Yes. We should not depend on the courts to decide who wins an election. The election is between the candidates, the political actors, and the people, the electorate. Okay. Now, look at it. What's the controversy about? The operative words, transfer and what is that again? Transmit.
Transmit, exactly.
Yes.
Transmission.
Transmission. Why can't our results be transmitted? Real time.
Real time, exactly.
Yes, real time. What is so difficult about it? I mean, small countries like Ghana, they do have elections, elections that are seamless, and at the end of the day, everybody's happy. Nigeria is a huge country, and that is why I think we should play the role of the leading light in Africa. Once our electoral system is flawed, people become disgruntled. Yes, some will become disadvantaged, obviously. Yes, the system itself will be shortchanged. And that is not good for our democratic process and evolution. Let me tell you this. We don't have to have too many battles to fight at the same time. We're just talking about insecurity. When the election comes next year and we still battling with insecurity, and then we add the issue of the electoral process to it, we're in trouble. Right, we're in trouble. So there must be a sure relief for the electorate. Let our votes count. What is not difficult is I saw, oh, it made me laugh really. I saw something on the internet this morning. We'll be talking about national grid.
Yes.
Collapse of national grid, electricity. And somebody cleverly said, our national grid has collapsed many times. But the grid of our political actors has not collapsed. It has not. Yes. So why must we have an electoral process that just doesn't add up? That's why people are suspicious. They believe that, yes, this is the beginning of the rigging machinery and all of that. And truly speaking, people like Eze Kwesili, I mean, she's a loud voice on this, on many national issues, and she has a lot of followers because she's not a lone voice. There are many people like her who are talking in the same direction. I want to believe that the chairman will live by his word. The chairman of INEC will live by his word. And what is that? That the results of elections will not be decided by the courts. Yes, I think he'll be held accountable to that. So, two key issues. We're talking about credibility of the election, and we're also talking about propriety. Yeah, these are two words that we must hold on to. Propriety of the process and credibility. If the electoral process is not credible, then we have not started the democratic process at all.
Exactly, and it brings me to the fact that some senators are not in support of the decision that was announced by Akpabio. In the pencils, like we have the like of Aputi Uduaghan, who has come out fervently to say that it is an aberration that the Nigerian people do not see this as the right thing. So there is even a kind of dissent within the senators themselves.
Yeah, that's right, but they're in the minority. Remember, Abaribe the other day spoke about it very vehemently in the company of some senators. But that is to say that it's not a whole hog, all right? There's some voice of dissent, that's what it means. But it's good for democracy, by the way.
Okay.
But I also think that, yes, there's still room for the Senate to go back and do some rethink. What do Nigerians want? In any case, you must pander to the people, not to the wishes of politicians. You must pander. What do the people want?
Exactly.
This is the issue. The people want credible election, free and fair election. They want results that can be relied upon. They want their votes to count. Yes, they want their votes to count. And usually, this will shock you, people, the electorate, usually they know the people they vote for. Yes, they know. So when you upturn, I mean, when you change the whole system, it makes them lose trust in the process. And that is not good enough. It's not at all. It's not good by any stretch of the imagination. Yes.
Well, talking about what the people want, so many Nigerians, when it comes to health care, it is a matter of particular concern. Let us look at the front page of the Guardian newspapers, where we have joint health sector unions suspend strike, directs members to resume work immediately. And my question is this: why should doctors, nurses, and these healthcare workers always have to go on strike?
Because, to use the word again, they believe that there will be shortchanged in the system.
Okay.
They are looking for better pay packets, and they are looking for better conditions of service. But my fear is, I mean, these guys are going back to work. I hope that is not saying that others are preparing, because that's usually what happens. One is calling off a strike, the other one is going off. I mean, in the recent past, we have had doctors, we have had nurses, nationwide strike, which paralyzed the entire healthcare system in this country. And health workers, we're happy for them, happy for Nigerians. Patients have been in pains, okay? Today you have doctors, tomorrow you have nurses, the other day you have medical laboratory scientists and things like that. When are we going to have a cohesion for all of this? It's a job for the Minister of Labour.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge job for the Minister of Labour. And it's also a huge job for the Minister of Health. Yeah, two of them must collaborate and ensure that these stoppages do not occur any longer.
Situations where we say that, I would not mention the hospital, where patients, families of patients have to bring in generators.
It happened at UCH.
I didn't want to go there.
No. By the time it became a national embarrassment.
Exactly.
National embarrassment.
And so the question arises, what is happening to the health sector?
Well, first of all, the good hands are away. The good hands, professors, senior consultants, most of them are away. I was told the other day that even at UBTH here, somebody came here, we had a doctor here, and he said it, that some departments, I don't know if it has changed now, as at the time he was talking, he said some departments have no heads. No heads of department, they've all gone to Europe or elsewhere, okay? And the young ones are following suit. So, but it's redeemable. It's redeemable. Let's have better pay for these guys. Let's have better working conditions.
Okay.
The hospitals we have in this country are in a sorry state, I must tell you. They're in a sorry state. And it must be addressed, because health is wealth. If your populace is not healthy, they cannot work. They cannot. So you must have a healthy populace. That's what it means to have our system going, to have the hospitals working in the right direction. I'm talking like this because my father, may he so continue to rest in peace, worked all through his life in the hospital system. Okay? So I know what it is. I mean, I want to compare those days now, and there's no basis for comparison at all. No basis. The wards were clean, you had good doctors, well trained. Yes, you had facilities, good facilities. I mean, in those days we had the Gobi Hospital, orthopedic. What has become of that hospital now? We had the iconic, very close to our house in Lagos, the iconic Children's Hospital on Massey Street. It was iconic, for heaven's sake. Yes, but all those facilities are gone. Look at UCH. You were just talking about it. Yeah, UCH, the premier teaching hospital in this country. Patients carry generators on the lawns. Yes, it was a national embarrassment. In other words, their own electricity broke down completely. Right, we can't talk about that because it borders on odium, for instance. So, but the health system must work. And what pains me is that some of our big guys in politics, they have money to do one or two things. They won't do it. People have money to establish renal centers in their villages. Renal centers. I mean, issues of kidney problems rising every day. You know how much you pay for dialysis. But if you know that you have enough money, either through the back door or whatever, establish things that people will see as a legacy. Yes, I don't want to talk about this. Somebody is still being incarcerated in England.
Very, very true.
Yes, but the money he had could just have been enough to build a renal hospital in his village to attract people. Yes, that's just common sense. It's just common sense.
Well, Nigeria, I think the other article that will be coming in should be kind of like a relief to us, coming from the United States of America. The front page of the Punch newspapers. U.S. lawmaker warns that efforts to encourage separatist agendas in Nigeria could worsen insecurity and put Christians at greater risk. This is coming from Riley, the congressman.
Riley suddenly has become a Nigerian. He has been here, man. He has become a Nigerian senator or whatever, a congressman. He's talking as if he's a Nigerian. Yes, I mean, that's okay by us. But you see, the truth must be told. And what is it? We need to do things to make people believe more and more in this country.
Exactly.
A lot of people believe that they have been shortchanged in this country along the lines of ethnicity, particularly. Okay? In another direction, along the lines of religion. There is no way we can talk about a single religion for our country.
No.
Yes. It just doesn't add up. Nigeria, for heaven's sake, is not a religious country. It's not a country founded on a particular religion. We are not Saudi Arabia. We are not Afghanistan. We are Nigerians. And we live in a country called Nigeria, which was founded on plurality, anyway, on ethnic or nation states, as it were. So we must forge unity. And where unity does not stand, it means that a few things have broken down. People must believe in the continuing existence of this country. In other words, there must be justice. Where there's no justice, there can be no peace. There must be justice. Justice in terms of giving people a sense of belonging.
Okay.
Offices are shared and certain parts of the country are shortchanged. Yes, that brings injustice. Okay? And Nigeria is a beautiful country. Let me say this. One of the things, I like to talk about this all the time. God is infallible. I'm sure that he didn't make mistakes by putting all of us in one country. But through our proclivities, we have made it look as if God made a mistake, but God doesn't. There must be a reason why he put all of us together into this entity called Nigeria. But through greed, avarice, and all sorts of things, we are beginning to tell ourselves that, no, you can't be here, you can't be there, you can't be here. And those things bring injustice. That's what Riley was talking about.
Exactly.
That if we continue like that, and in fact, I think that's what Bishop Kuka also said, that these killings are coming on and they are tilting towards divisions of the country based on ethnicity and religion. And the religious wars do not end. Let me just quickly say that. I just pray that we do not have an upheaval based on religion. It does not end. Look at what is happening in the Middle East, for instance. So we must avoid that, okay? We must avoid a situation where some sections of the country want to lord it over the other parts for no justifiable reason. Okay. So as long as those proclivities happen, we will continue to have pains on our necks. Yeah.
Well, as the game changer, we would always give you updates as regards such issues. The CEO has a parting shot.
The parting shot is this. It's not different from what I've said. INEC must reassure Nigerians. 2027 is just around the corner. They must, from now, begin to reassure Nigerians that the elections in 2027 will be credible, will be free and fair. Let us give ourselves a fair weather, for crying out loud. Let us tell ourselves that these things can work. If they can work in smaller countries like Ghana, why can't they work here? Nigeria, as I said, is a leading light. If we get it right, we'll be on top. Yes. And where elections are not credible, you begin to have distortions, discrepancies that can stifle true development and meaningful governance. Yes, because there will be reactions.
Exactly. You've always been of his opinion that
Yes.
once a wrong leader is thrown up and then every other thing
Every
goes...
other thing goes so. I mean, why do you have an election, a simple process that suddenly goes awry? It goes awry. A simple process. There will be bloodletting, there will be snatching of boxes, there will be arson and also. Why? A simple process.
Yes.
People in other countries, people vote and they smile, they go back home. In Nigeria, and that's what I think should happen in the general elections. People should guard their votes. Yes, I'm not saying that you should go into violence, but you should protect your votes.
Exactly.
Right? They should put up to the collating centers. Why can't these things be uploaded anyway? It's a simple process. Even if they cannot go almost immediately, let's give a time lag of about 3 hours.
Yes.
Because even if our ordinary phones, for instance, if the network is back, 1 hour, 2 hours, it comes back to life. That kind of thing can also happen in the electoral process. If the situation is bad enough, 3 hours. In other words, as at the close of ballot,
Yeah.
let's give a 3-hour time lag. Things normalize and then you upload. That's my take.
Well, we're looking forward to the fact that in 2027 we will not encounter these normal statement glitches.
I have never, all my life, I've never heard. No, honestly, I must be frank with you. It is only in the last election I heard the word
Exactly.
glitches.
Glitches.
Yes, I never heard of glitches. Why must we have glitches? You know, when people are taking billions out of this country, we don't have glitches.
At all.
You know, it is when it comes to the electoral process that we begin to have glitches. It's a terrible situation. It is.
Well, on this note, I want to say, first of all, thank you so much, sir, for coming to the studio.
Thanks.
And for you, our viewer, thank you so much for staying tuned.